everybody, it's TF Renegade here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we're taking a look at Transformers Age of the Prime's Wreck-Gar. Now, when this guy was originally revealed, I was actually excited. I know, egg on my face, but I was like, you know what? It's animated Wreck-Gar. He's not that popular or retool or whatever. It's okay. I didn't have this mold before. Dude, talk about a stinker of a figure, man. This guy is definitely a weird one. So let's take a closer look at him. So starting off in his robot mode, we can see that Wreck-Gar looks pretty, okay. I mean, I really don't think this is a awful looking figure, but I definitely can say this is not animated Wreck-Gar. This guy is not even close. I mean, I think these colors look really good on this mold. I think the Trashmaster mold isn't awful, but for animated Wreck-Gar, I'm not really feeling the vibe here. Taking a closer look at his head, we could see that the head actually turned out pretty good. I think they did a really good job molding the head, and the whole paint and aesthetic of it is animated Wreck-Gar. I mean, I think this is a wonderful version of that head, but I just don't think it really matches with the rest of the body here. Taking a look at the arms, we could see that the arms actually look pretty cool. I love the molded details on the shoulders over here. As you can see, he's got some little spikes sticking out over there. He's got really cool molded details on the forearm with all these little cylinder pieces. I think that's awesome. With the hand over here, you can see he's got like a blaster on the back side of his hand. Not too sure what that's all about. I mean, that's really a Trashmaster thing, I think. But the one thing I can say is it doesn't match the character. This just doesn't feel like animated Wreck-Gar. It feels like Transformers the movie Wreck-Gar, but not the animated version. And it's a similar story with the chest piece over here. I think that the chest looks really good, but it's the same one from Trashmaster, and it really doesn't fit this character. I think it looks nice, but just not for this guy. Now, when you move down to the lower part of the body, as you can see, Wreck-Gar's got these weird flaps hanging off of his stomach. I mean, these are gonna be part of his vehicle mode, but I wish these were in a different spot. I'm not a huge fan of those. I can say I really do like this waist piece. I love the little arrows on the crotch down here. I think that's a really cool molded piece there. On the hips over here, you can see he's just got a little bit of molded details there. He's got some tiny little thighs in here, but just a little bit of molding, nothing too crazy. He's got really good paint on his knees over here. I like this with the little spikes over here. Nothing crazy on the inside over here. These are just kind of boring. A little bit of molded detail through there. The feet kind of look cheap. They got that cheaper plastic on there. I'm not a huge fan of these. Also really hollow on the bottom, so not a huge fan of those. When you flip Wreck-Gar to the backside, you can see it's not looking too good back here. So as you can see, he's got some hollow bits on the back of his head. I do like these pieces on the back of his arms. I think these details are really nice for his vehicle mode. This piece over here, I don't really have a problem with. It is pretty condensed to the figure, so I'm not really upset about that. But this piece off of his butt over here, not liking this. This is atrocious for this guy. And the back of the legs, there's nothing too exciting. It is filled in though, so that's pretty good. However, the one thing you gotta know about this guy is he comes with a lot of extra freaking pieces. Since he is a weaponizer, he's got a bunch of stuff. So this piece is the front of the vehicle, obviously. But since he's a weaponizer, they want you to customize the other ones with this piece or whatever. It's really not fun, but as you can see, you can separate these pieces and you can stick them anywhere on the figure. I really think that the best place to put this is up here. You can stick these that way because it does sit pretty flush on that backpack. It does stick out quite a bit, and I think it looks kind of dumb, but I mean, that's really the best place to do it. If you want to and you don't want parts forming, you can stick it where it's gonna be in the vehicle mode, right over here. But then you just got more stuff hanging off of the butt. So really not good with this stuff. And he also comes with a couple other pieces for his vehicle mode. I like to stick those on the hips over here. I think that's probably the best place to store these pieces. But you could stick them over here or whatever. There's a bunch of 5mm ports all over this guy, but it's just really messy. There's just not really good places to put this stuff. And of course, you could stick these on another figure if you want to. I never use this feature. I think it's worthless, but you know what? If you like it, you do have the option. So when it comes to the accessories on our guy Wreck-Gar, he comes with those pieces like I showed you before, but he also comes with a weapon. He comes with this claw piece. It is the same one from Trashmaster. Nothing too crazy about this. It does feel very cheap though. I'm not really a big fan of this, but if you want to, you can go ahead and stick that in his hand. It is a bit of a stupid fit just because of where the hand is located, but you can get it in there and give him a little claw if you want to, or if you want to, there is a port on the side if you want to give him a shield as well. Not a huge fan of this, but, you know, it's better than nothing. So when it comes to the articulation of our guy Wreck-Gar, he can look to the left, to the right, and all the way around if you want him to. He can look up just a smidge in the air, and he can look down upon you if you so choose. But the one downside is he's got a lot of gappage back here, so if you move his head the wrong way, it's going all the way in, so I'm not happy about that. When it comes to the arm over here, you could stick this all the way out if you want to. Depending on where you have his accessories, this will get caught if you're twisting it all the way around. But without any accessories, you won't have a problem there. He does have a bicep rotation. He has a really good elbow bend, and he's got a wrist rotation, so we really love that. When it comes to the waist down here, this is the stupid part, since he's got this dumb butt flap over here. When you're moving this around, it will get caught on the flaps on the side, so not a huge fan about that. When it comes to his legs, though, you can kick forward all the way. You can kick back just a smidge because of this piece, but if you move it up, you can get a little bit more on that. If you move all this stuff out of the way, you can kick out to the side as well, so you have that. He does have a knee rotation just because of where it pops out of place here. He does have a 10 out of 10 knee bend right there. It's pretty good. And of course, he's got ankle rockers, and they're pretty tight actually, so you can make Wreck-Gar stand any way you please. So for comparison, here he is next to Legacy Animated Bumblebee, and as you can see, pretty okay pair up. I definitely think Wreck-Gar looks kind of out of place, but the Bumblebee, he does have toy hacks on him as well, so he looks a little bit better, but honestly, not a really good pair up in my opinion. Here he is next to Legacy Lockdown, and as you can see, he's also a Weaponizer. He's not the animated version, but he is pretty close to it, and honestly, it's done a little bit better than this guy, but again, Weaponizers are just not a good choice for these characters, so I'm not really pleased about that. Here's Wreck-Gar next to a walking corpse being Trailbreaker, and as you can see, very good size here because they are going to retool this guy into animated Ratchet if you haven't already seen that. But this is how they're pretty much going to be height-wise when you do get Ratchet. So, not terrible, but I'm pretty sure the Ratchet will look a lot better than him. And last but not least, here he is next to animated Optimus Prime, who also has some toy hacks on him. But as you can see, just a huge difference in quality. I mean, this was a brand new mold for him, and I have my quarrels with that mold as well, but the Wreck-Gar is just not it, man. I know he's not a huge popular character, but if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right, because this is just not that good. So here we have Wreck-Gar fully transformed into his garbage truck mode, and it's better than the robot mode. I can say that much. I think this looks pretty good, but it's still not animated Wreck-Gar. This is just an orange trash master, and I can say the colors look a lot better on here, and I don't think the vehicle mode is terrible, but it just isn't the character, and that's the most important part of making an animated Wreck-Gar, is that it needs to look like animated Wreck-Gar. You know, you can't just make a knockoff version of it and call it a day, and that's kind of what they did here. So taking a look at the front of the vehicle, as we can see, it looks pretty cool. I like the little details on the windows. It's not accurate to Wreck-Gar, but it is still pretty cool. He's got molded details on the top here, some spike little pieces sticking out. He's got some yellow on the headlights. I really like that. That's a really nice touch in the front. And he's got some dark gray paint all throughout here. It looks pretty nice. Although not accurate, the side of the vehicle looks pretty awesome. I love the details on the window over here. He's got a nice Autobot symbol right down there. Lots of molded detail, as you can see, all throughout. Looks pretty nice. They got the little tank molded into place there. We got the fake arm for the garbage truck, which really doesn't do anything, so that's a bit of a bummer. We got some nice chain details over here. Looks nice. Got some nice details down here. All the rims are painted, which is nice, with 5mm ports on the inside if you want to stick some weapons in there. And we can see the side of the hands over here. Those little gun pieces are right there. And of course, the claw. On the back of the vehicle, as we can see, the claw is in full view, and you can open this up if you want to and kind of stick some trash in there and have them eat it up if you want to. Looks kind of cool. This part is kind of ugly though, because it's just his feet kind of folded up. And the bottom of the vehicle actually looks pretty good. I don't have any complaints. I mean, you could see his hips and stuff, but really they cleaned this up pretty well. So for vehicle comparison, here he is next to animated Bumblebee, and as you can see, these two look pretty good next to each other. I think the vehicle modes look better next to each other than the robot modes. But, you know, I'm still not 100% on board with this. And of course, here he is next to Legacy Lockdown, who is also a Weaponizer, and I think that Lockdown just looks a lot better. I mean, it just looks more in line with the character, even though he's a Weaponizer. And here he is next to Trailbreaker, and as you can see, Pretty good pair up. I think these vehicles are pretty good next to each other. Again, this will be Ratchet from Animated, probably at the end of the year. So you can get a pretty good idea how those are going to look together. And last but not least, here he is next to Mr. Animated Optimus Prime. And as you can see, pretty okay pair up. I mean, these two look okay next to each other. I think it would look much better if this guy was more accurate to his real vehicle mode, but as it is, it's okay. So what are my final thoughts on Transformers Age of the Primes Animated Wreck-Gar? This is a huge piece of crap. I mean, honestly, I don't even want to tell you guys to get this on sale because it's not worth it. Now, is this figure terrible? No. He's got good articulation, he's got good plastic quality and whatever, but it's not right for this character. And it's a very cheap and scummy way to reuse this mold and not have to make a new one and make some buku bucks on the new price point. And that just doesn't sit right with me because it's a slap in the face of Transformers Animated fans and a slap in the face of consumers. Now, if you want to complete your legacy animated collection you started, get this guy on a cheap, very cheap sale because that's really all he's worth. I just don't understand why the Unicron trilogy gets all this attention and wants to be super perfect, but Animated and Prime, which are more popular shows, are getting the shaft. They're getting like G1ified and all this. It's like, dude, like, what are we doing? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So for the collector's rating, we're going to go ahead and give our guy Wreck-Gar a 6 out of 10. He actually has great articulation, good plastic quality and whatnot, but this is just not the character. This is a very cheap cash grab, and I'm not going to promote this to you guys because I think we deserve way better than this. When it comes to the parents' rating, I'll be a little bit nicer and I'll go up to an 8 out of 10 because kids really aren't going to be that nitpicky about it because most of them didn't grow up with Transformers Animated anyways. He does have some fun gimmicks on him with the weaponizer crap and whatever, but really this is like not anything I want you guys to spend money on. There are better Transformers you could get for your kids anyways for a better price. So for this guy, I would just totally skip it and just don't even waste your time. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys like the content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It always means a lot to me when you do. And leave your comments down below. That's the most important part of these videos is what you guys think. Do you guys love Animated Wreck-Gar? Do you hate him? Or do you just kind of feel meh about him? So go ahead and leave your comments down below and I will see you guys next time.